Hello you lot, hope you're all alright. Thought we'd have a bit of a closer look at this little drone that we had the other day, that we got hold of the other day. Quite a nice drone really. We've been flying it around indoors, and this is more of like a, because that video was when we unboxed it, we had a look at it, didn't we? I wanted to get out today and have a, because it's Saturday morning, I wanted to get out and have a fly around, but it's actually pissing down, properly pissing down outside. I'm not going to film indoors because it's quite embarrassing inside at home at the minute. It's a bit of a mess everywhere because we're just no space. So I thought I'd just have a chat with you, just talk about it, and tell you what it's like, because we've been flying it around. We've got a box full of drones, different types of drones, little ones like these, helicopters, all sorts, and we've been flying them around together. It's really good, but we'll get on to a few things in a minute. So for those of you that might not have seen the unboxing video, when I unboxed it, me and my daughter, we unboxed it together and we had a little look at it. This is the box that it comes in, just a little box like that, and inside this box you get another box, and that tells you all the information on it and everything that you might need to know. You know, it tells you just choking hazards and all that bollocks. Auto hover, which is true, the auto hover it does have, but with the auto hover, it seems to be, as with all these cheap Chinese drones, every time you turn it off, you have to reset it. And so you got on the controller, on the transmitter there, you got left and right, and forwards and backwards on those. So it's always wrong. So it's hovering, but it's always going around, and you have to trim it up with those, but it doesn't save. So it will save, like you trim it up and it will hover perfectly, and you're like, got it, perfect. I mean, obviously it depends on the downdraft. If you're in an area indoors, it can knock it about a bit, but if you're in a big open space, well, I say big, the living room, big enough, yeah, got it hovering perfectly, sat right there. Then the battery ran out, so I changed the battery, because don't forget, got more than one battery, got 3 batteries with this one. And then hovered it back again in exactly the same spot, but it was all off again, flying around by itself. So it's one of these things, all these cheap Chinese drones are all the same. You set them up and then they forget it, and then you have to reset them up again every time you change the battery, or you have to, if you charge it up or turn it off. But the auto hover is true, it does auto hover. It does auto take off. Yep, it's got the auto take off button, and it will auto land as well if you press the same button. That button there, that one right there. It doesn't have a HD camera. It says on the box it's got a HD camera and FPV and all that. It says all that stuff there. All of that is a lie. It doesn't have any of that. It's just got a little light where the camera should be. No FPV. Head free. It does have head free. It does do 360s. Actually does do those. Don't know about 4 channel. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it must be. Yeah. 6-axis gyroscope. It's arguable. And auto return. I don't know about auto return. It says there auto return. Now their idea of auto return might be different to mine. My idea of an auto return function is if, for example, we took off from here, my hand, took off, flew around, press that button, it should come back and land right there. That's auto return in my books. Doesn't do that whatsoever. I mean, the minute you press that button, it just lands wherever it is. It just straight down lands. So I don't know about auto return. I think that's a bit of a lie. But anyway, that's the box out of the way. We've got the little instruction book. Tells you a load of rubbish, as you would expect from a Chinese instruction book, but relatively informative in loads of different languages: French, Spanish, any other language you can probably think of. And in the instruction book it tells you how to get the photos and video from the camera and put it on your computer. But we don't have a camera. So the only thing I can imagine is that they do sell one with a camera. But they just use the same packing and the same instruction book for it all, which is misleading. Because even the listing for this said that it had a camera. It said HD camera, and there is no camera, so they lied basically about that. But it's a good little drone, does what it says. It's got 3 batteries, flying indoors with no wind, just flying around. That was pretty nice. The battery lasted for around about 15 minutes, which was good, each one. Obviously you've got 3 batteries, and you can have them charging up while you're you know, have one battery charging, because you get this little charger with it. That takes a little while to charge. You can have one charging while you're playing around. Someone did say to me in the comments of the other video, it should have prop guards. Please put prop guards on. It does have prop guards. Yeah, we didn't put them on in the other video because we were just messing around. These are the little prop guards. They're the little prop guards that it comes with, but they're useless, to be quite honest with you. They're not any good at all. You slot them on there like that, right? And but the thing is, they're supposed to protect you and objects and the props if you hit something. But the minute you hit something, they just ping off. I mean, of course, it looks fairly sturdy now, but trust me, the minute they go off and that hits a wall, that guard pings off somewhere and goes behind a settee or goes somewhere, and then you're like looking around for the guard. So, well, it has got prop guards. They're not very good. It would, you know, if you put them on like that, and don't get me wrong, they're going to function. It's going to be better than if you didn't have them on. So if you was flying that around and that come up to your head like that, you know, it's gonna, the blade, the prop, it ain't going to hit your head. So they are going to function to a certain extent. I'm not saying they're rubbish. Well, they are rubbish, but I'm not saying that they're dysfunctional. They do work, but they're just, you know, they fall off. They could be better. They could stay on there better. Maybe I'm being too critistic. What's the word? Too critistic? Is that even a word? I ain't got a clue. Maybe I'm criticising this too much for the price of it. The price of this was £26 when I bought it from Amazon. That was the cheapest I could find it. I did shop around, but this was the cheapest I could find it, and the cheapest I could find it was on Amazon. So I dare say someone's found it cheaper. But yeah, maybe I am criticising it too much, but that's, you know, if you're going to advertise something and give something, it should work properly. You got storage for a little screwdriver that it gives you. It gives you a little screwdriver and some spare props. You can't fit the prop guards in the storage though, so they don't fit in there.
Look.
Ah, that's no good. I've got a little Bambi just turned up. Look, where are you? Come in, look.
And my feet are very wet.
Yeah,
oh,
it's, like I said, it's raining outside, and
it's not raining.
She's come out here with no shoes on, knocking on. I'm like, hello. She's like, I got wet feet. It's like, oh.
Yeah, I was trying to. I was using like number blocks without any numbers on.
Was you?
Yeah. So
oh no, you ain't got them all dirty.
Well, one.
Oh.
One with the putty.
I'm just having another look at this, Amber. Just having a look at it, just doing a little explanation about how it works. We've used it now, haven't we? We've had a little fly around indoors, haven't we? And crashed
well,
it.
I haven't because
you're scared of it. She's scared of it. What are you scared of it for?
Because Daddy, whenever you fly it near me, I think it's gonna like crash onto the ceiling and fall on my head and get caught in my hair.
Well, yeah, that's a shame. You gotta be careful. You have got to be careful with drones and helicopters with girls and their hair, because it goes in, bzzz, gets stuck in the hair. Yeah, it's going to be difficult to get out.
If you have a drone and you could fall in it like this, and and there's a girl underneath it, it might crash onto the ceiling and fall on the girl's hair and get stuck in it.
Yeah, you have got to be careful with that, with hair. But there you go. So I think it's not too bad though, is it?
And also boys' hair, because it might do that and.
Well, yeah, if your hair's long enough and you are a boy, yeah, it could get stuck. One thing I noticed as well, look, where what you do is you take off the prop guards, right? You take off the little prop guards. This is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool idea. You can keep the actual drone itself inside the transmitter, but you can't keep the batteries, the spare batteries. It would be nice if you had storage for everything, for the spare batteries in there, as well as the charger, then it'll all be confined to one thing. But it's not like that. But the drone itself, look, it folds up.
Daddy, I want to show them.
Go on then, you fold it up.
So you can fold it up like that, like Daddy did, and then you can keep folding it like this. It's very hard to do when you're a kid, actually.
That's it. Right.
Like that. And then
you open that up.
You can open it and put the mini drone in.
Stick that in there. It's got to go around the right way though, I noticed. It doesn't fit just any old way. And the props have got to be facing the right way.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And then you close that up. But for some reason, it's got a little lock-in thing. Like you flick that up like that, and then you can't open it. I don't know why they would put a lock-in thing. I mean, what's that all about? In case it falls out or something? Don't know.
In case a robber comes in and they're trying to get the drone out.
Oh yeah, what? So a robber's going to go? Oh look! Oh, there's a. Oh, I think I don't want the whole lot. I just want the drone. But how am I going to get it out? I know. I'll just flick that down like that.
Yeah, but Dad, they might not know this is a lock.
They might not do, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So Dad, pretend I'm a robber.
Alright.
I come in the door like,
right.
Ooh, okay. I don't want the controller, but I see there's a nice drone in there. How do I get it out? And they look around, they can try to flick the things. And then maybe they just look around the house or wherever you put it to see if there's any like locks or anything that they can use to open, because they might think this is just for decoration on top.
Oh, they might do, yeah. Right, let's put that back. Come and sit back up here then. Alright, so
it's a really fun toy.
Yeah, it's a really fun toy, it is, yeah. So after
to fidget with.
To fidget, yeah. So after having it for a while and actually using it, or you being scared of it, what sort of rating would you give it? Let's say from 1 to 10. So 1 being rubbish, no good whatsoever, and 10 being the absolute best thing ever and nothing can be any better.
Oh, it does. I will give it a 9.
A 9?
Yeah.
Well,
a 9 out of 1.
A 9 out of 1?
Because I like it, but I'm scared of it. So 1 add 9.
1 add, right. Well, you heard it here first. This just gets a 1 out of 9. No, it's a 9 out of 1. A 9 out of 1 it gets. Lovely. Well, like I said, you look, it's not bad.
Yay.
There we go. So I just thought I'd have a bit of a closer look at it and tell you what it's like after using it. Bit more information. Hopefully, when the rain stops, because really, it's still really raining out there.
No.
Oh, it stopped raining.
Yeah, it stopped raining.
Oh, well, it stopped raining.
It's very wet out there.
Yeah,
that's why I was using the numbers, because I didn't want to get my feet wet, but I ended up getting my feet very wet.
Ah, yeah, it's just soaking wet feet and mud all over a jumper and all. Yeah, so when it dries out a bit, we'll take it out and we'll have a fly in it, like in the field, and you can actually see what it's like. But yeah. Thanks for watching, you lot. I'll catch you on the next one. You gonna say bye?
Bye.